Mitosis begins as the long threads of DNA in the nucleus start to coil. Having already replicated, these threads emerge as the double strands we know as chromosomes. Meanwhile, protein fibers grow from the migrating centrioles, forming a latticework of spindles. For reasons scientists don't fully understand, the nuclear membrane suddenly disintegrates. With amazing accuracy, a spindle from each centriole attaches itself to each of the chromosomes. Assisted by the protein fibers, the chromosomes move center stage. In a microscopic tug-of-war, the spindles pull each chromatid toward opposite poles. Other spindles push against each other in a ratcheting action that stretches the cell. The chromosomes then unwind and the nuclear membranes reform. With mitosis complete, the nuclei and cytoplasm separate, creating two new cells in this ongoing cycle that sustains all life.
How does our body regulate temperature? Well, our skin is an important part of the integumentary system, and it helps to maintain temperature along with the brain. So let's go over how the body cools itself and how it warms itself again. So let's say that the body temperature has risen and it's quite hot. What happens are two major processes. One, receptors in your skin send messages to the brain for it to cool. And the first thing that's happening is that in your blood vessels, they're going to widen. This is called vasodilation. And the widening of these blood vessels in this second layer of skin called the dermis actually releases heat because of the proximity between the blood and the surface of the skin. The second thing that happens is that the brain signals for sweat glands right here to secrete sweat. What that does is releases a combination of water and salts which evaporate on the skin, and by a process of convection the skin actually cools. So when it is hot, you know that your body is working properly to help it cool down because you look flushed by these dilated blood vessels and you are sweating to release heat. So the opposite happens when your body temperature is too low. When exposed to the cold, your brain receives signals from the skin and other parts of the body And in return, they send messages to the body to, one, constrict blood vessels or make them smaller. And this is to prevent heat loss and keep heat near the core of the body. And the second thing that happens is we're going to halt the production of sweat. So we're going to decrease the production of sweat. And the third thing that's going to happen is we're going to tell our muscles to shiver or to involuntarily contract. And these involuntary muscle contractions, known as shivering, helps us increase the heat generation in our body. Finally, we have that subcutaneous layer of fat on the deepest, most inner layer of our skin for warmth. So, in summary, you have a wondrous capacity to regulate temperature. Be reminded of this when your hair stands up from goosebumps or the next time you see someone flushed from heat.